perfection. Fellow film fans, what up? It's your boy Tay, and this is Tay Talks Talkies. I know I'm a little late to the party, but goddamn was Puss in Boots: The Last Wish an absolute masterpiece. I want to talk about it with you guys. I'm going to keep it brief. I'm going to keep it spoiler free. Let's go. So first of all, right out the jump, I have to say I thought Pinocchio was by far the best animated film of the entire year. But then I saw Puss in Boots this past week, and I was blown away to such a degree. I think not only is Puss in Boots almost, if not just as good of a film as Pinocchio, it might actually exceed Pinocchio in the morals and themes that this film is trying to address. It was absolutely incredibly beautiful, profound, and deep to a level that I really have never seen in an animated film. Now, to the average viewer, there is a veil of showmanship, song and dance, some hijinks that may hide these really deep themes, but for the astute viewer, you will be touched to a very, very, very deep degree. In fact, I think you'll leave the theater feeling a lot better just about life in general. You'll feel invigorated. I felt incredible to the degree that I used to feel when I was younger watching these animated movies. DreamWorks had a spectacular 2022. The Bad Guys was awesome. It was a really close competitive year for animated films. The Sea Beast snuck in, but I think The Bad Guys deserved it a little bit more. But Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is in fact nominated for Best Animated Film, and I really think it has a decent chance to beat Pinocchio, although I do think Pinocchio will win, and I do think Pinocchio overall is a better film, especially when I look at how beautiful the stop motion animation is and the degree of technical skill and time that you need to capture that type of stop motion performance. It's truly incredible. But the way that Puss in Boots played with the art form, the way it pushed all these different tropes, all these different typical aspects of films that we see, the way it pushed it all and heightened it all with animation, it really showed what this animation realm can achieve for film. I think what Puss in Boots: The Last Wish did is incredible. No matter if you're young or old, I think you can watch this film and really feel something. And I think in a really bizarre way, the older you are, the more you'll appreciate Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. It's that kind of film. They injected a lot of heart, a lot of moral, a lot of theme, and you really feel what the characters are going through. You care about the characters. If you grew up watching Shrek like I did, you care about Puss in Boots. You're invested in this world from the jump. But the way they built Puss in Boots, the way they showed him being vulnerable, and the way they showed him realizing things about life and existence and coming to terms with them, it was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And the animation's gorgeous. The highlights of the film for me, they took the typical trope of an annoying side character and completely turned it on its head with Perrito. Perrito is a little dog that has overcome some incredible hardship, but he doesn't view it as hardship. He views it as privileges that he was able to take part in that helped him become who he is, because he's just a pure soul. He's somebody that sees the best in everyone at all times, and it's a really beautiful character, and every single scene that he is a part of, he enhances it and he makes it not only funnier but has more heart. He teaches the characters he's around so many important lessons. Kitty and Puss in particular, they become a lot more whole of people, even though they're cats, than they were at the beginning of the journey, and that's the beauty of a character like Burrito. There's a really touching, heartbreaking scene where he's talking about how his former owners tried to kill him, but he doesn't view it like they tried to kill him. He thought they were playing a game. He thought they were playing hide and go seek, and not only that, the sock that they threw him in the ocean with, he grew into it and he used it as a sweater. So the purest example of turning lemons to lemonade, and no matter what happens in your life, you can always turn it into positivity if you have the right outlook on it. Then the next highlight I want to talk about is Wolf, the embodiment of death. He is literally death, as he so eloquently said in the film. Not poetically, not rhetorically, no fancy ways. This guy is the physical embodiment of death, and all the little tricks they used to really heighten all the fear that he induces to Puss it transfers over to the audience. It makes you feel that fear as well, and it's really effective. The whistle in particular. I know there's a classic village folktale where Death, he whistles as he comes throughout the village for the people he wants to kill, so paying homage to that and also using it as a trigger to let you know that character is near and that character is about to be engaged with. It really heightened the experience. The way that they colored everything. There's one scene in particular where Wolf draws blood from Puss and they have this red filter over the entire screen, and it really hammers home the violence of it and the fear of it. And you are there with Puss. You are almost vicariously Puss in that situation because you have your hair standing up. It is a very, very intimidating character, even for an animated film. They really utilized those red piercing eyes. They had this one shot where he's staring with his eyes through these cracks, and just the creative ways that they really explored the medium and tried to heighten all the characters through the creativity. It was incredible, and it's unique, and it's something I haven't ever seen, and it's a better film than Shrek. It's a better film than any of Shrek's sequels, and it's one of the best animated films of all time. It's truly a special film, and I hope people keep going and seeing it in theaters. Please, if you're watching this, go and see it in theaters. Show them how much you appreciate high art, how much we appreciate this high quality of art, because we can't keep letting these great pieces of art slide by without getting the proper amount of love and support. They deserve it, they need it, and that's the only way we can keep having high quality art being created from a shallow Hollywood. Last time I checked, I think box office worldwide, it's sitting a bit under 400 million. I want this movie to get to $1 billion. I know it's not gonna happen. It's already been out for a little over a month at this point, and probably has another month in the theater. I know it's already available on some streaming platforms, which I wish wasn't the case, because it deserves to be seen in theaters, and we need to preserve the theater experience with movies like Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, a movie where anyone in the family can attend and have a great time. My absolute favorite aspect of this whole movie is the lesson that all these characters learn in the process of their journey. They're pursuing this wish. They're pursuing it, but they all realize through that journey. There's an iteration of Goldilocks and the Three Bears, which I absolutely adored in this film. It's the coolest iteration of Goldilocks and the Three Bears I've ever seen. There's other fairy tales included in this that also made me appreciate them as well. But all these characters are pursuing this last wish, and in the process, they realize they already have everything that they need. The wish is frivolous because the things that they were going to wish for, they realize have been in front of them the entire time, and it was things inside of them preventing them from actually appreciating the blessings that they have. And that's why Perito was such an important part of this story, because he understood he already had the wishes he needed, and he was the only one righteous enough to actually deserve the wish. So there's this beautiful thing that happens in this movie where you realize we wish for things to be different in life, but we don't actually appreciate the things we do have and the power that we have in changing our surroundings and ourselves. So, super awesome movie, beautifully done. Everything about it was spectacular. The beginning scene with Puss in Boots' song and dance, it was fantastic. It was extravagant. It was a blast. The Attack on Titan type of fight in the beginning with that sleeping giant, it's incredible. It's everything you want out of animation. I felt enthralled, I felt involved, and I felt on the edge of my seat throughout the entire sequence. And I didn't want it to end. To be honest, I did not want the movie to end. But at an hour and 40 minutes, it's the perfect size for a great story, a great plot, and a self-contained narrative that, although it pays homage to the other films that came before it, we get a little glimpse of Shrek and Donkey, we get a little bit of Pinocchio, we get a little bit of Gingerbread Man, characters that we love that are a part of this entire world that DreamWorks has built. And at the end, we even get a little cliffhanger that lets us know, hey, this might not be over. Show us you support it, show us you love it, and this might not be over. And with the people they have helming this project, I don't think they'll miss on a follow-up project, so definitely hoping for that. But yeah, Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, masterpiece, absolute masterpiece. I loved it. It had every element of a quality film. There were all these little things happening between characters, and every little thing was paid off in the end. There was no loose ends. There's even a little cricket character that he even gets a payoff. The people who wrote this and created this story were so involved and so passionate, they even gave these little side characters payoffs that any normal, flat, basic plot would completely disregard and ignore. We'd be like, what happened to that character? But in Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, we don't get that because they respect the audience. They give us complete story arcs for every single character involved, and it's absolutely amazing. And if you love cats, I definitely think you'll like this movie because it really pays respects to how cute cats are. There's one scene in particular where Puss and Kitty are having a cute off, and it's hilarious. I laughed so hard. I think it got the hardest laugh out of me for the entire movie. It was a riot, and you should go see it in theaters if you haven't. Like, subscribe, comment, definitely share, whatever you can do. I appreciate it. Let the world know about Tay Talks Talkies. That's all I got for you guys today. Tay out.